Module 2. Formalise team communication. Learning objectives. Put systems in place to ensure everyone on the team receives the same information and can easily contribute to shared projects. Human beings need to feel part of something greater than themselves. We need purpose in our lives, and we need to know that we're contributing to the whole in order to function at our best. When people are isolated by distance, it can be difficult to feel this kind of fulfillment. Your aim is to meet these needs and get your remote team working better together. Communication is key to accomplishing this, but before you start communicating, you need to decide how you want to communicate. With a remote team who you don't bump into at the office every day, that means systems. Here are some of the main reasons you need systems for communication. They will help for agreeing tasks, deadlines, and goals, sharing information, collaborating on projects, group decision-making, connecting team members who could help each other. Choose your tools. You probably already have a method of communicating with your team. Email, while often the most used form of communication within remote teams, is the most limited form of communication because text is open to misinterpretation. You want to avoid misunderstandings when communicating with your team, so choose project management tools such as Asana, Basecamp, Airtable, or Trello and set them up for your team. If you already have these tools, check you have the latest version, and if not, update it. Other tools that can be useful are time tracking tools such as Clockify or Toggle, and meeting scheduling tools such as HubSpot Meetings or Calendly. It's up to you to work out what systems and protocols need to be put in place to ensure clear communication amongst your team. You must help team members be productive and keep them accountable. Keep track of their work in Asana, Trello, or whatever project management platform you've signed up to and give them overall deadlines for a task. But, where possible, allow them to set their own deadlines according to their schedule. Once you have your systems set up, try them out with your team members and see what works best. It may be a case of trial and error, as some will work better for you than others. Individual team members will also have their preferences, and you might be able to include these once you know your team members better. A word of warning about tools: if these are new to your team, make sure you clearly explain their purpose so that people don't feel you're checking up on them all the time. Build in downtime. Don't just focus on work. Allowing your remote workers to share some downtime is very beneficial to the team spirit. Consider setting up systems that allow for this. For example, open calendar. Remote employees often miss out on the chance to chit-chat about personal matters with other team members, such as family, personal events, and hobbies outside of work. Think about opening up the work calendar to include personal information such as, "It's my birthday today," or "It's my daughter's first day at school." Colleagues can comment and send encouragement. Virtual water cooler. Set up a channel in your project management tool or a platform like Slack that encourages random conversations and sharing things like quotes, stories, and photos of their pets. This naturally provides teams with conversation starters and allows teammates to get to know each other's personalities and personal lives. We'll return to ways to get to know your team in the next module. Make your key decisions. There are some key decisions you need to make before you start contacting team members. This will influence how you interact with them and how often. Answer these questions. How available are you? How available can you be to your team? How do you want them to communicate with you? Example, email, Skype, etc. How will you make decisions? Will this be collectively? If so, how will you go about it? How will you deal with the challenge of different time zones? When you have the answers, you can move on to set the crucial elements of your team communication in place. We'll pick this up in the next module. Action steps. Explore and choose the project management tools that make most sense to you. Set up your project management tool and make sure you understand how to use it. Inform all your team members about the tool. Give them a set of guidelines and link to instructions on how to set up and use it. Check your tech setup and make any adjustments necessary. Create a list of tech requirements for your remote team members and ask if they need any help with the setup. Alternatively, identify a team member with tech expertise who can guide the whole team. Answer these questions. How available can you be to your team? How do you want them to communicate with you? How will you make decisions? How will you deal with the challenge of different time zones?